trusted me, but you never will. Someone's desperate for approval.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. There's a whole bunch of really cool stuff that just happened. So in the DC universe, the Flash people have been talking about Coffee Shop Girl, Candace Patton has been talking about Barry and Iris having children, and then we also found out that we might be getting a version of Jason Todd on Titans. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the DC videos. There's going to be crazy stuff happening later this year, and there's a Flash Ring giveaway going on right now. All you have to do to enter those is just be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. I'll talk about the Coffee Shop Girl stuff first, then I'll talk about Red Hood, Jason Todd on Titans. So the big thing is that Candace Patton and the producers have been doing a bunch of interviews for the new episode. The interviewer asked her, what's the next big thing that you want to do on the TV show? And she point blank, no joke, answered, bucket list item was to see Barry and Iris have a baby. So we're going to need more diapers.
Oh, I shouldn't be here.
Your mom isn't here, Barry. It's me, Iris.
We're gonna need more diapers.
Component 1 of new Coffee Shop Girl information. So Candace Patton already talking about having children on the TV show. This isn't a rumor, this is coming straight from her mouth. Then separately, the producers were asked what they think of all the Coffee Shop Girl theories, because there's been at least 3 different solid theories in my mind. Like, one is that she's the daughter of Barry and Iris. 2 is that it's their granddaughter. Some people want her to be tied to the Legion of Superheroes. Then 3, a couple of other people want her to be an alt version of the new Reverse Flash, coming back to spy on Team Flash. But that's still pretty low on my list. I still think it's one of their direct descendants, because the producers did say that people were about half right. So what I think that means is that she's definitely from the future, she is definitely related to Barry and Iris, so daughter or granddaughter. But they'll probably change her name. Like maybe that gibberish from the first episode, Nora isn't supposed to be here, also spoken within a couple minutes of we're gonna need more diapers. Maybe what the TV show did is that instead of doing the Tornado Twins, there's just one child of Barry and Iris, and they name it Nora after Barry's mother. So that'd be a big change from the comics, but they've done that before in the past. Like they had that whole Hunter Zolomon pretending to be Jay Garrick arc. That was never a comic book arc. A lot of you have also pointed out that Coffee Shop Girl acts a lot like Bart Allen acts in the comics, so it's also possible that they incorporated aspects of that character. So it's very possible that she has powers, she's a future version of the Flash, because the Tornado Twins, Bart Allen, pretty much every descendant of Barry and Iris has a version of Speed Force abilities. But just remember that of all the theories that have been released, the producers said that everyone was only half right. So just assume that Coffee Shop Girl is a combination of a bunch of different comic book characters. But we'll get some more scenes with her real soon, so we'll have some more information and we can adjust our theories accordingly. So no worries there. Bringing it back around to Iris West getting pregnant, Candace Patton said she's really excited to do that on the TV show. Next season's crossover episode of The Flash will be its 100th episode. And those types of anniversary episodes are usually what you save really big things for. And Iris giving birth to a future speedster is probably one of the biggest things the TV show could do. So they haven't confirmed any of that. It's all still speculation at this point. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Next season's crossover will be the show's 100th episode. As you could probably guess, there's a new episode of The Flash tonight. This is the rest of that clip from the episode where they just tee up the idea of using the new Meta's abilities to steal DeVoe's abilities.
And if DeVoe gets Matthew's abilities, he could take away all our powers.
Unless we get him on our side first, then he can remove the meta DNA from DeVoe.
Would that work?
I mean, yeah. It could. As best I can tell, Matthew's abilities work by melting down the highly concentrated bonds between DNA. That makes them totally pliable so he can extract them and infuse somebody else with the exact same meta DNA.
Melting highly concentrated bonds. Melting point. Oh, yeah. I gotta write that down.
Okay, great. So you guys figure out how to get this Mr. Melting Point in the same room as DeVoe and not get his brain sucked out. I'm gonna go get a couple of bear claws and go back to my room.
It's not Mr. Melting Point. Look, it's just Melting Point.
You know, somebody out there has fire powers right now. We need to find them as much as we need to find Matthew.
But moving into Titans Red Hood territory, everybody was freaking out at me on Twitter when they heard that Jason Todd might be coming onto the TV show. So here's the deal. Everyone's reporting this list of episode titles for Titans. I'll read it in a second. But one of the episodes is titled Jason Todd, which is why people are like, oh, they're introducing characters in each of the episodes like Hawk and Dove, the Doom Patrol. If they're going to title an episode Jason Todd, it means they're probably going to introduce the character to the series. So episode 1, the pilot, is called Titans, then episode 2, Hawk and